Little Snow Goose. Cute. Little Fox was an adventurous cub and always on the lookout for fun. He especially liked to roll in the grass and chase butterflies. Sometimes he had such a good time rolling about that he strayed a long way from home. But that didn't worry the fox. He was a brave... that didn't worry the cub. He was a brave little fox. One day, far from home, Little Fox saw a beautiful white snow goose resting in the grass. "I know, I'll surprise her." The cub crouched down as low as he could go. Slowly, softly, he padded toward the goose. "Boo!" cried the fox, jumping out of the grass. "Honk!" yelled the goose, leaping into the air. "Wait, don't go!" Little Fox called. "I didn't mean to scare you." But the goose soared out of sight. Then Little Fox saw a nest where the gray goose had sat. Tucked inside was something small and white and smooth, an egg. "Oh no," he thought, "now it's up to me to keep the egg safe and warm." So he tucked himself slowly around the egg, cozy as could be. The fox kept watch, but there was no sign of the snow goose. Night fell, and he drifted off to sleep. By the light of the stars, the worried goose flew over the meadow looking for her egg, but she saw only the fox cub curled up in the grass. The next morning, Little Fox was woken by a tap, tap, tapping sound. He sprang up and watched as a crack appeared in the egg. The crack turned into a hole. At last, a tiny head popped out, then a fluffy body, and finally some orange feet. A baby goose. The goose stared at the fox. The fox stared at the goose. "Hello," said the goose. "Hello," said the fox. "I'm Little Fox, and you must be Little Goose." "Are you my mother?" asked Little Goose. "No," laughed the fox. "I am a fox, and you are a goose. But I'll look after you. We'll find your mother together." Little Goose was full of questions. "What does a goose look like?" she asked. "Have I got a nice bushy tail like yours?" "No, Little Goose," said the fox with a smile. He led her to the edge of the pond. Together they peeked at their reflections. The fox pointed out Little Goose's flappy feet and her tiny wings. "They're for flying," he said, "up there in the sky." "Oh," said Little Goose. She looked at her tiny wings and up at the big sky. "Can I really fly?" "Sure, lots of birds do it," said the fox. He stood up straight and flapped his front paws wildly. "See, like this." Little Goose wasn't so sure, but she waddled her way up onto a boulder. "Here I go," she cried. She stood right up on her tiptoes, flapped her little wings, and jumped and cried, "Ouch!" Little Fox helped her up. "Don't worry," he said. "All you need is a little practice." Little Goose and the fox cub became the best of friends. Every day they practiced flying. Then Little Fox taught the goose how to dig, and Little Goose taught the fox how to swim. Weeks went by and the days grew shorter. The nights became dark and cold. Little Fox knew that winter was on its way. One day he looked up to see a flock of terns flying south for the winter. It's these guys. The snow goose, too, would soon fly south. Little Goose needed to find her mother before it was too late. So the fox and the little goose climbed to the top of a steep cliff. This was where the birds gathered to begin their journey. "Do you really think we'll find my mother?" asked Little Goose, scampering behind the fox. There were birds everywhere. The air was busy with their shrieks and squawks. The fox and the goose watched and waited. At last they spied a flock of beautiful white birds. Their snowy bodies were bright against the sky. Little Goose's family. "I'm scared," said Little Goose. "I don't think I can fly." "You must," said the fox. "Let's try it together." Side by side, Little Fox and Little Goose raced toward the edge of the cliff. "Flap your wings, Little Goose." The fox skidded to a halt at the edge of the cliff. Little Goose flapped her wings with all her might. Slowly her feet left the ground. She wobbled and dipped. Finally her wings beat strongly. She was flying. Little Fox watched Little Goose join the flock overhead. One of the geese had a patch of color over one eye, just like Little Goose. "Her mother!" exclaimed the fox. The mother goose stretched out a wing to enfold her little one. As she soared into the sky, Little Goose dipped her wings at her friend the fox, waving a feathery goodbye. Little Fox smiled up at the sky and called, "See you next spring, little snow goose."